This was a crash between a truck and a car that left a 17-year-old boy dead. Both vehicles were travelling on the South Gippsland Freeway. That is just down at Devon Road in Devon Meadows, and that was just before 10 o'clock last night. Now, the boy was the only person in the car at the time. He was driving and sadly lost his life, while the truck driver, a man, he has been taken to hospital and he is apparently going to be questioned by police. We've heard from the Major Collision Investigation Unit from Victoria Police, Sergeant Roslyn Wilson, and she says that it's still very early stages in the investigation at the moment. However, it does appear as if for some unknown reason at this stage, the truck decided to do a turn in the middle of the intersection, and that is when both of these vehicles collided. This is what she had to say.
There's been a number of fatal collisions over the last few months, and our road toll is increasing, and we just want the community to stay safe and think about what they're doing when they're behind the wheel. We really need people to pay attention to what they're doing on our roads. You've only got a matter of seconds when you're making decisions out there, and if you're not thinking and concentrating on what you're doing, it has tragic consequences, causes a ripple effect amongst the community with a loss of life of such a young person.
And Steph, among those decisions on the road, there are a worrying number of people choosing not to wear seat belts.
That's right, and we've heard from Victoria Police just in terms of the stats. 12 of the 113 people who have been killed on the roads between January and June this year weren't wearing seatbelts at the time. Now, that represents 20% of all of those fatal crashes, and it's a message that police really want to drive home to motorists that you are just so much safer when you're wearing your seatbelt. In fact, we have heard from road safety experts as well, and they say that you're twice as likely to die in a car crash if you're not wearing your seatbelt. Now, we have heard from the Chief Executive of the Australasian College of Road Safety, Dr. Ingrid Johnson. She spoke on ABC Radio Melbourne just a short time ago, and she was talking about the fact that this road safety message clearly isn't getting through, unfortunately, and there needs to be even better education in terms of just how dangerous not wearing your seatbelt is. And we have also seen this recently played out as a result of some of these camera offences that we've seen. And in fact, the Victorian Government and Victoria Police just recently rolled out these really high-tech, high-resolution cameras that are capable of peering into the cabin, similar to the ones that are already operating in other states. And at the time, Victoria Police said that they were really quite surprised and very concerned about the number of people that had been snapped without wearing their seatbelts, which you'd have to think is usually a pretty basic safety mechanism when you're getting in a car. They also have said, as well as this road safety expert, that it's really important to make sure that you do that if you've got children in the car, because otherwise children are going to be patterning off adults who are refusing to wear their seatbelts. And also to remember that if you're involved in a crash and you're not wearing the seatbelt, you're also becoming a huge danger and hazard to other people in the car, because you could be thrown around in the cabin and damage and severely injure them as well. So we've heard from Roslyn Wilson, as I mentioned, from Major Collision just on this, and she said, you know, we really need to make sure that people are just looking after each other on the road, that they're driving to the conditions and they're making those sensible choices when they get in the car.